So you're welcome back. So in this video we are going to learn how to use two asynchronous functions, which is the set timeout and the set interval. Now the set timeout and the set interval are called asynchronous function because they run in parallel with other functions. So normally JavaScript executes codes one after the other or synchronously from top to bottom. So if a code is wasting time, it will leave it and go to the next one. Then when that code is ready, it will execute it. So that is what synchronously one after the other. So but there's a caution here. I want to remember that asynchronous programs are difficult to write and difficult to debug. So the solution is to use promises, and that is our next video. So when two functions are running concurrently or in parallel, they are referred to as asynchronous function, or that is what the set timeout and the set interval does. Now the set timeout can be used to run a function or another function just once after a certain time elapses in milliseconds. Then while a set interval can be used to run a function repeatedly over a specified interval unless there is a condition that will determine when to stop, and that is what I will show you using a counter. So let's learn how to use these two synchronous functions or asynchronous functions. So remember, the set timeout is used to run a function just once. So let's do that. Set timeout. So let's say I want to run a function after 2 seconds. So I'll put here set timeout, then I'll put my anonymous function, but you can put an external function here, but this is the way I like doing it. Then you can now put your time in milliseconds, so we have 1000 milliseconds make 1 second. So times, I can put my times here, times 2 seconds will give me 2 seconds. So I want to run console.log run after 2 seconds. So if I do this and save, you notice that this run after 2 seconds will not show immediately, it will show after 2 seconds. Now to show you how this works and that JavaScript does not wait for a code that delays, if I put this at the top of the page, at the top of this loop, at the very top, so it's meant to show at the top, but when JavaScript got to it, or let me not put it at the top, let me put it after I put this list. But when JavaScript got to it, so I'll put run after 4 seconds. So I'll change this to 4. But when JavaScript got to it, it was not ready because there's a delay in time, so it will skip it and execute the rest. Then before that 4 seconds will reach, JavaScript has finished executing all this code, so that when that code is ready, it is going to show at the last. So let's test that theory. So if I save this, excuse me, you're going to see run after 2 seconds and run after what, 4 seconds. So you see, so it runs only once. But what if I want to be running something over and over for a particular number of time? So I can put here the set time the set interval. So the set interval is used to repeat a task continuously over an interval. So every 2 seconds it's doing something. So I'll say let counter be equal to 0, then set interval, then I'm going to put my interval, which is 1000 times 2. Then what do I want to be doing in this? Every 2 seconds I'll do a console.log and put my counter column counter plus plus, so it's going to increment. So if I save this, you see after 2 seconds it's going to run the counter 0, see counter 0, see counter 1, see counter 2, counter 3, counter 4, just like that. You see it's incrementing it every 2 seconds. But what if I want to stop this after 10 rounds? So after it gets to 10, so how do I do that? Now it's interesting to know that the set timer and the set interval returns a key that I can use to stop the loop each time you want. So I'll put let stop equal to this. So it's going to return the key that I will use to stop this particular timer, or the ID. So I can put stop ID here. So what I'm going to do now is this: if counter equal to let me just use 5 so that I will not waste time, to 5, then clear interval. So if you're using the set interval, you use clear interval. If you're using the set timeout, you use clear timeout. So I'll put stop ID like so. So if I do that now, then I'm going to put the console.log counter loop stopped, something like that. So if I save this, I'm going to have counter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see when it gets to 5, it stopped. So it shows the counter loop stop. So this is how we use the set timeout and the set interval. Remember, they are asynchronous function, they run in parallel. So if you want a function to run only once and stop executing, use the set timeout. If you want it to run over a particular interval, then you can use this set interval. And of course, if you need to stop the set interval so that it will not run forever, you can use the stop ID, or you save a variable that it will store the ID for this counter, because you can have many set intervals, but they will all have different IDs. So when you want to stop them, you can. So this is for this the set timer and set interval. So the next one is to use for us to know how to use promises, and we are done with this week. So or with Saturday's class, then in the next class we'll learn how to build the following using JavaScript. So let's prepare for the next video.